Hey everybody, it's David R. Becker here with BeckerArt, and today we're going to give you a really quick tip on how to fix brushes that do this. So you have a brush and then this part wiggles really bad and then it actually pops off. Well, I've got the solution for you, all right? So it's very simple. I had a bunch of these that do this from some of the brushes I use for my classes that I lend out to all my classes. So let me just go right into it and show you how to fix this, all right? Here we go. So all you need is of course your brush that no longer is looking too good and all the paint is chipped off and the ferrule comes off of it. Well, get yourself some Gorilla glue. This glue expands and it's almost like a plastic that expands and almost looks like that pink stuff that you put in the walls and expands. And you can tell on the very tip here that it's that's what it gets like. It gets kind of like where it's puffy. And so when you put that inside the ferrule, put it in there, it expands on the inside and then makes it waterproof again, hopefully. At least that's what I'm thinking. I did it to about 100 brushes that I used to rent out or lend out to people. And so the first thing I did, though, is I take it off, and a lot of times there's a little thing in there, so see how it kind of comes off. And this is all chipped up, and a lot of the paint from the brush a lot of times comes off. And even if the paint from the brush comes off and you can't turn this and stuff, and it's turning, but you can't pull it off, try to really pull it hard and get it off of there, because you really need to get it out of the barrel here in the ferrule. You want to get it out, the handle out. Otherwise, you're going to have to kind of squeeze the glue inside there, and that's a little bit harder to do. But if you can just pull it out, don't worry about it that you can't get it back in. You'll be able to get it back in because you'll just push it really hard and push it back in there. But what I'll do is I'll put some glue in there, and I'll show you in a second. But first, what I do, take some sandpaper and then just sand away. See all the things. This brush, the paint just came up. I use these for the paint parties I used to do, and students, I told them to keep it in the water. So that's what happens when you keep a brush in the water too long, and then little by little the paint starts chipping off. And so I'm just going to sand off the particles. See all on my board here? That's all the stuff that came off. And so here, now it's nice and smooth, and it looks like I've got most of the chips off of it. Now I also have some enamel. I don't use acrylic on my handles because the enamel is just, I feel like, because it's water repellent, like you can't clean it with water. To me, that sounds like a better idea to use that than a acrylic on the wood, because then I'm coming down to the wood here, and even if it's a plastic brush, still sand it down and just get it nice and clean so then no more of the brushes or the paint will peel off. So then all I do is I take the ferrule with the handle, with the bristles here, pull this out, and you have to watch out. This stuff too, it's not water clean, doesn't clean up with water, so don't get it on yourself. And that's why I'm wearing gloves, because this stuff is really, boy, sticky, and it gets over everything. So all I do is I start it out here and I squeeze it, and I squeeze right in this inside, and I kind of go all the way around. If you can tell, I'm just kind of squeezing it in there, and then I just put that aside. And I take the tip or the handle, push it in there, push it on, really nice and tight, and I really kind of squeeze it as much as I can into it. Really put it in there, and so now it's pretty sturdy. And when I go to dry it, I'm not going to leave it laid down like this. I'm going to put it up. I usually had like when I did a bunch of brushes, I did like 50 brushes. I put them into a little styrofoam planter thing where you put them in and they just stand up, because I want the glue to keep on coming down into this way and not into the bristles up that way. So stand them up when you're drying them, like stand them up like this and put them into something. I'm going to leave this one flat just to show you. And then what I do is I take the enamel and I take it just a really one of these bristle brushes that are really inexpensive. They're like 25 cents or not even more than that. And I just take that because I don't want to spend money to clean this brush with this little bit of enamel I'm going to put on there. And especially I'm just doing this one brush, and so this thing I'm just going to throw away. It's like 25 cents. I mean, you can use thinner and put it up there, but I'm just going to take black. I know the handle is not black, but that's okay. I'm going to go in here and with enamel, and I'm just going to put it in. I'm going to squeeze it back up in there onto the ferrule. I'll kind of make it a little nice. I'll go around it a little bit, and then I'll just peel it in here like this, or brush it on like this, little by little. And I'm going to do all the parts that are wood. The parts that are handled and already painted, I'm just going to keep that and leave that alone. I'm just going to go around like this, If you want to make it, tape it up to make a really nice straight line, that's okay. You can do that too. I haven't tried this one product I'm going to show you in a second. I was thinking about maybe trying it and seeing what happens. It's the stuff that you put on tools, like a grip, a plastic grip. I was thinking maybe that's a good thing to do in there. I haven't tried that yet. But so I've got this nice and round. And so it'll just look like a two-toned brush, right? And this will be, you don't want it so thick that it drips because you're going to set it up like this. Remember I said set it up like this so it's upright. Don't lay it flat now. I can't lay it flat anyways because I've got this painted. I mean, you could put it on something, in between like this, holding it on something. But I just say put it up like this, and then the glue will go down and glue yourself right into the handle. And so that's pretty much it. Get yourself this Gorilla glue, and I will put it in the comments section of the YouTube video. I'll put it down there so you can there'll be a link to how to get it. And I also here have, just to show you, if everybody in your class has the same brushes, which a lot of people buy my brushes, and so they all look the same, right? And so what I do is I take nail polish fluid, nail paint, nail polish. I take nail polish and I put a little red line up on top here. And so what I do is I just now make sure that maybe you do a different color, because if everybody now has got a red line around their top, I take this and I make it so that there's no, right where the ferrule hits the wood, I want paint to be in there, and now there can be glue in there and paint, so no more water will get inside there. And so now I just have a red and black, I have the red, black, and so hopefully you'll identify your brush now. So now this brush, and by tomorrow morning I'll have it dried. And by tomorrow morning it'll be nice and fixed, and this thing will be super hard because the glue will expand in there and push it nice and hard against the wood again. Great job. I did on like 50 of these brushes, and they work great, and they're like brand new again. Now of course the bristles, and that's a whole different story. Make sure you don't get any of the paint on the bristles or anything like that. All right, so thanks a lot for watching. And again, if you have some bad brushes, don't throw them away. Just pull them out, sand them, enamel paint, and Gorilla Glue. All right, so thanks a lot for watching this tip. Subscribe if you like to have tips like this more, and email me in the comments on if you think of any other comments or little tips that you can think of that have to do with watercolor and art. All right, so thanks a lot. See you later. Bye-bye.